So I'm going to show you today how to use scheduled prompts within Microsoft 365 Copilot. So what I'm doing here is writing a normal prompt using Copilot. So I'm going to ask it to do some research for me, which I'm going to intend to run every morning at a particular time. So I'm going to type the prompt out as usual, which you can see me doing here. Once I've finished that, I'm going to submit the prompt and Copilot will go away and do its thing as usual. So once it's finished, what you'll now see when this is enabled within your tenant is you'll have this new option available to you when you look at the prompt. So if you scroll to the top of where the prompt is, then what we're going to see is the ability to save the prompt, and we covered that in a separate video, but we're also going to see the option to schedule that prompt as well. So I'll show you that now. So we click on this button down here. We can also get to it from the top. And once we click on this, it looks like an hourglass and alarm clock. This will pop up. So this little UI now enables you to customize aspects of the scheduled prompt. So you can determine when you want it to run, on what days, how many times you want it to run, and of course the time, a number of occasions. So for example, it will run up to 15 times, so every day, every week, etc. Once we've done that, we select the time we want it to run. There we go. I've now got the time I want it to run, and I'm going to click on Save and Schedule. Now, once I've done that, I can now click on here and I can manage those prompts. Now, what this will actually do is open up the prompt that I've got, and you'll see all the prompts that I've got included within there to be able to edit. But I can go a step further than that and actually pop into Power Automate, which is where all the prompts run from. So what's great is Microsoft are leveraging the technology that already exists within Microsoft 365, and you can see here I've got a prompt. It tells me when it is, how it's created, and when it's going to run. So what we're going to do now is have a look at how that prompt runs daily for me. So from here within the Power Automate window, we can see the prompt, we can see when it was created. You can see here that we can edit the entire flow, so we can change the way the flow runs, we can give it more context, we can update things, we can share it, we can run it, all sorts of different things here. We can look at analytics about the way it works. But in short, if we have a look here at the details of the flow and simply edit it, then what we see is the logic behind how the flow works. So we can see it's a recurrence, which is happening in this situation on a Monday. We can add various different settings and controls within here as well. And if we look down here at the code, we can actually see the code that's running to make this Power Automate run, which is quite nice to see as well. So that's the recurrence side. If we have a look at the chat, then actually this is what's happening. So this is the message that we've given it, it's the text. It's using Office Web. We've got advanced parameters and things that we can set in here as well. So there's a whole list of different parameters. I'm not going to play around with these because I'm not entirely sure what they all do, but we can see some options that are being set here around its enterprise. It's able to use work and web. We are enabling responses and these things. So there'll be some of you probably watching this that know exactly what these things do. I don't, so I'm not going to pretend that I do. But it's just interesting to see the level of detail here and actually how it's working behind the scenes. We see here we've got prompts and things. We've got retry policies in the event that it fails, and all sorts of other bits as well. We can see the full code here of actually what he's calling, and then we get this kind of testing state. I'm not going to do that from here. What I'm actually going to do is click back out of here, and we're going to come out of the flow here. I'm going to click on save again. I've not actually changed anything, but I'm going to click on that, and then we're going to test it. So I'm going to click on test. We can choose to have it as an automatic trigger. In this case, it will wait for the occurrence to appear, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to do manual and run test. This is the prompt it's going to run. It's running under Copilot, so it's using my user context, but you could theoretically create these flows to work elsewhere. I'm going to click on run. It said the run has been successful. I can now go to the monitor page, which I'm going to do. This will show me how the flow is running, or the Power Automate is running. You can see here it says test running. You can see these are some previous ones that I ran before. If I just refresh that, which is quite a simple one. So we can see here it says test succeeded. If I have a look at the detail, then I can now see where that ran, how it ran, and what it delivered. So it's showing me that it ran the output. This is actually what was processed. If I flick back over to here, then and refresh this page, then what we're actually going to see is the prompt here. And we can, the only way we really know this is run is that it's got this little schedule next to it, which showed me it's been run through the schedule. So if I click on that, that will take me into the prompt and show me what was run. And of course that has just run, so that's the prompt. So there we go. In short, that's essentially how the schedule prompts are working. We can go behind the scenes, we can edit the flow that it runs, and we could ask it to do some things. So we could pop a message up, for example, or drop us an email to tell us that Power Automate has run. I would imagine over time that Microsoft might add some of that feature into the service as it's currently in preview. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you found it useful.